Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be going over how to improve your mechanics in Fortnite if you play on console. So that mostly means your building, editing, and I guess aim also. Although people constantly debate whether the importance of having good mechanics is overrated or underrated, nobody can deny the fact that they're definitely important. And even though improving your mechanics isn't an easy task and it's not something that'll happen overnight, it's definitely possible as long as you have the right approach. So the point of this video is to help you guys with exactly that, and also point out some of the things you don't want to do because I've seen some bad information out there. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so one quick thing I want to get out of the way at the very beginning, because it's super basic, is the importance of using good settings. This is basically the first step in the process of improving your mechanics, and if you don't give it enough attention, it's really gonna hold you back. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that are so mechanically gifted that they can use terrible binds, settings, and sensitivities and still be insane. However, for probably 99.9% of players out there, that isn't the case. So I don't think this will be a problem for many people, but if you're using editing binds or certain sensitivity values that you feel are hurting your mechanics, it's worth it to make the change. And with all the different custom binds and settings videos on YouTube, it's very easy to see what other top players are using and feel most comfortable with. So now that we got that out of the way, I want to talk you guys through exactly what I personally do when I'm trying to improve my mechanics. Let's just say, to keep it simple, there's some new type of tunnel I saw someone else do that I want to use. That's just the first thing that came to my mind, but this general plan will work for any kind of mechanical skill. So I'll start off in creative mode by going very slowly, literally placing one piece at a time. So if I was working on a certain type of tunnel, I do something like floor, wall to the left, wall to the right, roof, and at first I'm not worrying about the speed of my building at all. The reason why you want to do that is because it helps you build muscle memory for the proper piece placement on the most basic level. One major misconception about mechanics in Fortnite is that having great mechanics just means that you can do things really fast. Sure, being super fast is great and all, but one thing that stands out to me the most about the incredibly gifted mechanical players is that they almost never make mistakes. With a lot of advanced building and editing techniques in Fortnite, you're gonna need to do like 3 to 5 different actions within the span of about a second. So if you haven't absolutely mastered your muscle memory of the individual piece placement, you're gonna really struggle. You might be able to do the first set of builds or edits really fast and it'll make you look like you have these insane mechanics, but then you're gonna place a wall instead of a floor or whatever, and it's gonna mess everything up. So once you've spent about a minute or two just very slowly placing the pieces or making the edits perfectly, you want to start speeding it up a bit. Still not 100% speed at this point, but more like 50 to 60%. Instead of placing the pieces or edits while standing still, try doing it while walking forward. If you notice that you're starting to make mistakes, you can slow down a bit, and on the flip side, if you feel like you're doing it perfectly every time in a row, you can continue to speed up. That right there is the process that I've used to learn pretty much every single advanced edit or build technique that I know, and I truly believe it's the best possible strategy. There have been so many times I've seen pros or one of the insane creative players do something crazy, and I thought to myself, man, I'd never be able to learn this. I'd try it at full speed first just to see what it's like, and I wouldn't even be close to doing it properly. But then when I'd start the process of starting off slow, breaking it down, and then speeding up gradually over time, it kind of started to be like, oh, okay, this is actually possible. I can do this. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So let's say you start off slow, speed up, and eventually get to full speed, and you're just absolutely killing it. You're nailing that retake or crazy edit or tunnel every single time, so now you're totally good to go, right? Well, sadly the answer to that question is no, you're definitely not. When you're in creative mode working on a specific build, edit, or aim technique, you're in a totally pressure-free environment only focusing on that one thing. You're basically dedicating pretty much all of your brain power to it. So it doesn't take a genius to realize that it's not gonna be that way when you go into a real game where you have a lot of different things to worry about. And that's why so many people, in my opinion, struggle to translate their mechanics from creative to real games. It'd be like practicing your jump shot in an empty gym, then expecting to shoot just as well in a real game when people are actually contesting your shot. So here's an absolutely major tip for improving your mechanics that I don't think I've ever heard anybody else say. Once you've mastered something in creative mode at full speed and you feel really good about it, you need to go into real games and make it a point of emphasis to use whatever you learned in as many scenarios as possible. Honestly, don't even worry about if it's the quote-unquote right play to make. If you just learned the ramp floor cone double edit, for example, try doing it anytime you're building up on an enemy, even if he isn't directly above you. I believe that when you learn a new mechanical technique in creative, it just kind of floats around in your brain for a little. If you don't start using that technique in real game situations within the first few days of learning it, it almost disappears, and then you basically need to relearn it again. You want to avoid that at all costs, even if it means dying 1 or 2 times in a real game because you force yourself to use it in less than ideal situations. Trust me, it'll definitely be well worth it in the long run. And the cool thing is, the more and more you use a certain technique in-game, the more it gets ingrained into your permanent muscle memory. You know that saying about how you never forget how to ride a bike once you learn? Well, there are certain mechanical techniques in Fortnite that I honestly feel the same way about. Even if I stopped playing the game for months, there's no doubt in my mind I'd still be able to do techniques like the advanced ramp rushes, side jumps, and most double edits. However, speaking of not playing Fortnite, if you're really trying to learn mechanical skills, you need to avoid taking extended breaks from playing the game as much as humanly possible. Now I get it, we all have lives and responsibilities, so there are a lot of times you just don't have time to play. It happens to everybody. But unfortunate as it is, Fortnite is one of those games where you really feel the effects of not playing for a long period of time. I could go weeks or even months without playing Call of Duty, hop on, maybe warm up for 10 minutes, and honestly, it'll feel like I never left. With Fortnite, I'll go 3 to 4 days without playing, get back on, and for a little while, it feels like I haven't played the game in weeks. My aim will still be fairly alright, I feel like that's the mechanical skill you keep the most, but my building and editing, on the other hand, will look super rough. So if you're one of those people who have limited time to play on a frequent basis, I would really recommend doing everything possible to find at least 10 to 15 minutes to play each day. You honestly don't even need to play a real game. You could just hop into creative and kind of free build for like 10 minutes while doing homework or something, and that'll be enough to at least keep your mechanics from falling off. Now, one question I expect some people to be wondering at this point in the video is basically, is it really worth it to learn advanced building and editing techniques? The truth is, especially if you're on console, it's going to be pretty rare that you use some of the super advanced tricks in real games even once you master them. However, what a lot of people don't realize is that just by learning those advanced techniques, your mechanics as a whole get a lot better. As you learn the more advanced tricks, the simple ones that you use much more frequently become a lot easier for you to do. That's basically the textbook definition of how mechanical skill progression actually works. I'm sure you guys all remember a time from early in your Fortnite career where you struggled with the most basic ramp rushes and simple 90s. But now that you've learned the advanced versions, the basic ones seem ridiculously easy. It's almost embarrassing that you used to not be able to do them. On top of that, you'll also start to take little bits and pieces of the advanced techniques that you learned and actually use them to make the simple ones more effective. So at the end of the day, improving your mechanics does take a lot of work. I think that's fairly obvious, but I truly believe that the general game plan I gave you guys in this video is the best way to go about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down the comment section below. On a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate your own personal mechanical skills in Fortnite? Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.